For full episodes of the Diverse Mentality podcast, check the links in the description below. The full video version is available on the main channel, and the audio version is available on your favorite streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Another debate that was interesting that I kept seeing on social media is who is on the Mount Rushmore of the 2010s. And Rap Caviar, I think, delivered this in a photo, and it was like J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, and then there was one missing, because you need four. There was one missing with a question mark. Now, the responses that I saw made sense. The first one I saw a lot was Future. Future was delivering consistent from 2010 to 2020. I feel like towards 2000, probably after 2017, it kind of, those 3 years kind of fizzled out. But there was a few years where he's kind of iffy, like the Honest album. A lot of people weren't really feeling it. So, yeah, you could argue Future, though. Future's a good argument. And then Nicki Minaj was another argument. Nicki Minaj had a dominant 2010s till, but she kind of fizzled out in like 2000, you want to say 16, 17. So, but that's a good argument. It doesn't matter. She lasted, 7, 8 years out of the 2010, 2020. But here's my argument. This is what I'm going to say. And obviously, number-wise, you could say, nah, Quake, number-wise, he's not up there with all these artists. And I would agree. Number-wise, he's definitely not up there. But consistency in terms of my life and my point of view, and this is the thing when I was talking about with Jay-Z, in your life, your point of view is different. What you were listening to is different. So I'm not going off of, you can kind of go off of sales. If we're going off sales, it's either Nicki Minaj or Future. I'm actually willing to give it to Nicki Minaj a little bit more because she had pop records that were just skyrocketing. Future more had street records. He didn't have a number one or anything like that, or anything he had a few top 10 records, but a lot of it was with Drake too, like Life is Good and shit like that. But my argument for the Mount Rushmore was Kevin Gates. Now, I know you guys are going to chastise me, like, what the fuck? Why Kevin Gates? Why Kevin Gates? Kevin Gates has been delivering a consistent mixtape or album almost every single year. Let's go over the actual discography so I can prove my point. And at one point, he was dominating. In 2016, he had the second best-selling album behind Drake with no features. So that's all from 2010 till 2020. So let's go over it. He had 2010 dropped The Leak, which was a mixtape. Then 2011, I don't know what to call it, Volume 1. Then 2012, Make 'Em Believe. 2012, In the Meantime, The Luca Brasi Story in 2013. Stranger Than Fiction in 2013, which were fire mixtapes, by the way, By Any Means in 2014. Luca Brasi 2 in 2014, which I Don't Get Tired, and all these other records that he had. Murder for Hire in 2015, Murder for Hire 2 in 2016, By Any Means 2 in 2017, Luca Brasi 3, which is a classic to me in 2018, Only the Generals Part 2 in 2021, which we can't count. But every year he's delivering something, almost every single year. And then he had 2 albums come out, which was Isla, that went double platinum. All the singles were top 5. Best-selling album behind Drake with no features. And then he released his second album, that went gold in 2019. I believe some of the records were top 20. But yeah, so he's always been consistent to me, always delivered quality content. So to me personally, in that Mount Rushmore of the 2010s, I would give it to Kevin Gates. It goes in no order, just J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Kevin Gates. Now I know you guys are probably like, Kevin Gates, he seems so out of place in that, but Kevin Gates can rap, man. Listen to the music. He can rap. He definitely can rap. So he can, I don't know if he can hold his own with Kendrick and all that. Maybe he can, but he can rap, man. Don't count out Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is a very good artist, man. If you haven't heard his music, so many records that I can point to you that are amazing, So yeah, the Luca Brasi 3 project is one of my favorites. So if you ever want to check out an album or project from him, Luca Brasi 3 is one of them. So that's my argument for the 2010s of Mount Rushmore. I can understand Nicki Minaj. I can understand Future. I really can't think of anybody else like who was consistent. Because there were a lot of artists that dominated for a few years, but then kind of just fizzled out. I don't know. People are arguing Kanye West, which I can't see. He had the beginning of the 2010s, but other than that, he didn't really have anything else. What else in the 2010s? You could argue Eminem again on the Mount Rushmore, but Eminem already dominated 2000, so you can put him in that 2000. I mean, we could look at every single year Mount Rushmore of 2000s. We can put that. I would go. No, I'm not gonna get into that because that's a little more. I gotta look into that a little bit more. I was just looking at 2010s. But yeah, there really isn't. I don't know. Like I said, it's hard because you need somebody that's consistent and that's delivering good numbers. Now, Kevin Gates releasing a lot of consistent mixtapes and then finally released his album to double platinum, which is good numbers, and his second album to gold, which is still decently good numbers. So he is delivering numbers. He just didn't deliver a lot of albums because he was still building up and releasing mixtapes and stuff. So I give it to Kevin Gates. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that, but I think my argument in Kevin Gates is perfect.